Hello, today's lesson is lesson 2-4, using mental math to subtract. This was a hard lesson for most of my students today. It's kind of related to lesson 2-3. You know how to subtract using a hundreds chart. Today you will learn to subtract using mental math. When in real life would you need to subtract in your head? This boy says, I do that all the time when I go shopping. Imagine you see a store sign announcing a sale. The store is taking $17 off every price. You want a jacket that costs $63. How can you find the sale price using mental math? How can you find 63 minus 17 using mental math? 63 minus 17. So today's strategy that we're learning is to ask ourselves what number close to 17 would be easier to subtract. You could subtract 20. What would you need to add to 17 to get 20? You would need to add 3 to 17 to make 20. So here's the steps written out for this strategy. 63 minus 17 is the same as adding 3 to 17 here. 17 plus 3 is 20. So instead, to make it easier, you can say 63 minus 20 is 43. But then you can't stop there. You've taken an extra 3 away, so you need to add an extra 3 to your answer. 43, which was the answer you got here, plus 3, because you took an extra 3 away, is 46. So you know 63 minus 17 is 46. However, why do you need to add 3 at the end? This was difficult for students. You need to add those 3 back in at the end because you took an extra 3 away. You didn't take 17 away, you took 20 away, so you need to add 3 more back in. However, there's another way to do it. This OWL way to do it is also written in your textbook on page 41, and it's titled Another Way. Explains it up there too. The OWL says, that's not how I would do it. I would add 3 to 17. I would also add 3 to 63. Then I can subtract to get my final answer. So here's the OWL's way of doing it, written out in steps. 63 minus 17 equals what? The OWL would start the same way the boy did by adding 3 to 17 to make a nice easy number to subtract. But then, because he doesn't want to have to worry about going back and adding 3 later, he adds 3 right now to 63, and he gets 66. Now he has to just subtract 66 minus 20, which is the same as the original problem with 3 added to each part, and he gets his final answer, 46. So since he did 66 minus 20 equals 46, he knows 63 minus 17 also equals 46. Here's another one to think about, 53 minus 28. Pause the video to try to solve this using either strategy. Well, here's the boy's way of solving it. He would add 2 to 28 because he said 28 is close to a nice easy number to subtract. It's close to 30. So he did 28 plus 2, got 30. Then he had to add those 2 back to that 23 to get 25. Since he took out an extra 2 here, changing 28 to 30, he has to add 2 to the answer he gets so that he can get his final answer. So he takes that 23, he adds 2 to get 25. So he knows 53 minus 28 is 25. And here comes the OWL with his way of doing it. The OWL says, I'll start the same way. I'll add 2 to 28 to make it easier to subtract. 28 plus 2 is 30. Then he says, I'll just do some more adding right now. I'll add 2 to 53 to make it 55. 55 minus 30 equals 25. So we know the original problem, 53 minus 28, is 25. Like I did on on Friday. Today, Monday, I asked the students which strategy they liked better and why. We used either strategy today, and they just picked the one they liked the best. Here's another problem to think about. Imagine a pair of shoes cost $74 and are on sale for $18 less. Use mental math to find the sale price. Well, here's the boy's way of doing it. 74 minus 18. He could add 2 to 18 to make it easier to subtract. He would get 74 minus 20 equals 54. That's not his final answer, though. He has to add 2 to that answer because he took an extra 2 away. So 54, the answer he got, plus 2 is 56. Then he knows that 74 minus 18 is 56. Over on the right-hand side, the owl has done it a different way. He has added 2 to both 74 and 18. 74 plus 2 is 76. 18 plus 2 is 20. He subtracts 76 minus 20, and he gets 56. So he knows 74 minus 18 is also 56. Here's another one that we were thinking about what the next step would be. To subtract 53 minus 29 mentally, Bill subtracted 53 minus 30 first. What should Bill do next? What's his next step? One way of doing it would be to add 1 to his answer of 23, because 53 minus 30 is 23. Add 1 to 23 to get his final answer. That was it for today.